Howdy everybody, Jim and Bobby Jean Olson here with Western Trading Post. And because of the business that we are in dealing in vintage and antique Western Americana, we often get items that come through our door with a whirling log or swastika symbol on them. I normally don't keep those items around for very long because of the negative connotations associated with it. And a lot of people just really aren't truly educated about the history of that symbol or the items that bear them. To a lot of people, this is a swastika symbol associated with Nazi Germany. And to other people, this is a whirling log symbol associated with Native American good luck. Is there really a difference between the two? The symbol has a long history dating back to prehistoric times. It has been found in archaeological diggings in the Americas, China, Africa, and Europe, literally all over the globe. According to an article on Wikipedia, the earliest known use of the symbol may date back as far as 10,000 BC. So where did the name swastika come from? Well, a lot of people think it's German, but the word actually has Sanskrit origins and has been found in writings dating back as far as 500 BCE. Roughly it translates into to be good, good luck, to be well, or auspicious. There are different words for it around the globe, but by far, swastika has been the most popular term used for the symbol from antiquity until now. After ancient times, the symbol seems to have waned in use. That is until around the late 1800s, because it was then, in around 1870, that a German archaeologist found the ruins of what was believed to be the lost city of Troy. Some credit this discovery and subsequent publications about the symbol as the catalyst for the resurgence of its use in modern times. Here in the West, the symbol gained in popularity as well in the late 1800s, and by about the 1890s, it was commonly used on numerous different cowboy and Native American items, and it remained popular on those items until around the 1920s. During this time period, you could find it on things such as jewelry, saddles, textiles, baskets, bridles, bits and spurs, poker chips, and hundreds of other items. Shoot, it was even on the state of Arizona road signs during the 1920s. Well, back then, most people thought of it as a Native American good luck symbol. However, sometime during the 1920s or so, the use of it started waning because by that time it was becoming increasingly associated with the Nazi Party. And then by the late 1930s, the Native Americans and other companies who made items with the symbol on it had quit using it altogether because by then it was widely associated with Nazism and World War II had started. But as we got further away from the war years and people started to look past those relatively few short years that it was used by the Nazis, it became more acceptable among certain niche collectors to find and obtain those types of items once again. Well, how is a swastika or whirling log symbol properly drawn? There are many different variations of the symbol all over the globe. You might find it left or right facing. It could be hooked or squared off. However, when it was used by the Nazi Party, it was always right facing and stood on end. In all authentic Nazi German use, you'll find it this way. They never used any of the other variations. In the Western Americana business, we see items with the symbol drawn several different ways. However, we usually use the term whirling logs when referring to it. Personally, I believe this term is something that came about sometime after World War II. You see, dealers who had items with this symbol on them would have had a pretty hard time selling them if they had used the word swastika. so the term whirling logs made for a much easier sale. In research that I've done, prior to World War II, you find no advertisements bearing this term, whirling logs. However, you definitely can find advertisements for Native American and Western items with the symbol on them, and the word swastika was used. But we need to remember that throughout most of history, and with the exception of those few short years that it was used by the Nazis, this symbol was associated with good luck, and it did not bring any negative connotations with it. We like to believe that if you are a collector or dealer who's into history, or maybe you just find it a novelty to collect the symbol because of its colorful history, that does not associate you with Nazism in any way. We at Western Trading Post hope that you have enjoyed this little bit of history on this colorful yet controversial symbol, and that now you understand a little bit more about it and the differences between what the Germans used and the use of this symbol on all the other items. And remember, if we can ever help you with anything, feel free to reach out to us. And we'd also like to hear from you, so please drop a comment below.